Hey YouTubers, this is your pal EMDSD14R. It is 10:57 on May the 9th, 2021, and this is New Trains Part 53. So in Part 53, we got some extra cool rare trains that I will be presenting, some mini project updates, and a few other things as well that I will be going over. Um, so let's get started with one of the project updates. So you guys are familiar with my NJT X Chicago Northwestern F7A number 424. I finished detailing the unit and painting the HEP exhaust stacks black. Basically, I used Tananami black for that, and I just painted them with a brush, and then I used the Tananami semi-gloss clear on it. Came out really good. I'm pleased with it. Looks just like the prototype. Let's see. Then I got these Amfleet IIs from Nicholas Smith Trains. This is actually my first time buying the new Walther's Run of these. These don't have lights, so they actually are a lot cheaper. But I did paint the diaphragms silver, the metal part silver. And then I put KD Whisker 151 couplers on them. And that allows the diaphragms to actually touch. But they also touch with the standard couplers. So I don't know. I might go back to the factory ones, but then I might leave those on. I haven't decided yet. And then next are the pre-war MP54s. So the pre-war MP54s have the Tuscan red roof with the Tuscan red body, and then they have the olive green or dark olive green trucks and undercarriage. These all came from Westminster. I think it's Westminster, California. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right. But they came from two different sellers. These two came from one person, and these two came from another one. This is actually a trailer. And the trailer cars, actually, these are pretty hard to find now. This is trailer number 27, and it's unpowered. This is the powered unit here, and this is the number 775. The thing is with this set is the seller wasn't able to test this one out. They had no way of testing it out, but it was brand new. They both were brand new. They were all shrink wrapped and everything, so they were never taken out of the box. Yeah, they were never taken out of the box. I had to glue the ends of the roof on this one because the way that they were situated in the box, I guess it twisted the roof. So I had to glue these ends down just to keep the roof on, and then I had to glue the pantographs in the hole in the where the insulators go to keep the pantograph on because that was popping off. I had to do something with this one too, similar. This one I didn't have any trouble. This is the ROP car, the railway, post office car, and this is number 5410. Um, so I have a total of 5 MP54s. So I have these three, and then I have the Penn Central one, and then I have the SEPTA one. So I have 5 MP54s. I plan to get maybe a couple more. I don't really have a number per se, but once I get that number, then I won't buy anymore because I don't have a need to buy them anymore because I'm not gonna have a complete fleet of them. I'm just gonna have just a small one. Yeah. Then this came in the mail today. It was actually supposed to be here on Saturday, which is the 8th. But this is my other soon to be decaled SD9043 Mac. This is the 115. The other one I have is the 116. This would be unit number 5. So I have 5 SD9043 Macs now. When I got this unit, I was happy that all the detail pieces were installed, but then when I started really digging into the unit, I noticed that the detail pieces weren't installed properly, and some were just placed in there and they weren't glued at all. I mean, technically you don't have to glue some of these pieces, but I do because it makes them more durable. So I had to redo all the handrails at the back. So I had to re-drill the holes out, re-drill the holes for this, re-drill the holes for that. I had to re-drill the holes for the front grab irons, and I had to replace one with another one. Um, uh, the wipers, I had a little trouble with that one. The antenna here is broken, this one here anyway. And then what the previous owner did is they actually glued this stanchion right to the frame. So basically, you can't disassemble the shell at all. Which on my models, the only part that I glued is this top connecting piece here. But I left this one unglued because it's a tight fit anyway, so it's not going to pop out. But if I need to take this section off, I can just pop this out and disassemble, the model, like take the cab off still without worrying about it. But the way that the previous owner did this one, you can't separate the cab from the rest of the shell now. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't without breaking that. So I'm disappointed in that. I glued the radiator fans on. I did that with all my models. Glued the horns in. MU cables and air hoses and lift bar were installed. I glued those in. I haven't even tested it yet, but it's a good engine. I mean, it doesn't look like it was used that much. But yeah, just that one piece, like, and then some of the grab iron, like some of the stanchions on the rear were flipped upside down and backwards. I had to re-drill the holes out and re-glue them in. Just a lot of things I needed to fix on it, but I'm glad I have the 115 because these particular units are hard to find. The more common one is the 116, but the uncommon one to find is the 115. And I got this one from Trains in Blueford, Georgia. Now, if you guys are looking at these, you know what they are. So you guys know I have the Amtrak ICE train, but my version of the ICE train, all the cars say DB on them, which is not correct. Now, the only reason why I bought those cars is because they were stand-in cars until I eventually got the Amtrak cars. Well, there was a guy, I forget where they're from, but they were selling 3 of these cars. Now, the restaurant car had a case. The other 2 didn't, and I think it was this one was missing one of the trucks. Guys, I paid less than $70 for these 3 cars. Less than $70 for these 3 Amtrak cars. Now, in the past, I've had opportunities to buy other cars like this, but they were so expensive that it just turned me off from buying them, so I never did. And the hardest car to get is this one here, the first class car, which says deluxe right there. And then another car it's hard to find, can be pretty hard to find, is this one and this one. I need to get the other second class coach that has the 5 radio antennas on it. Now, you're probably wondering where I got the donor truck from. Well, I already had a extra restaurant car that I bought because the original one that I bought got lost in the mail from Germany. This was years ago. So I bought another one from a guy in the United States just in case that one was never found. Well, as soon as I bought this one, the other one came in the mail, so I had 2 of them. So this one didn't really run right. It never ran correctly anyway. It was always a finicky car. So I basically just took one of the trucks off of this car and put it on this car here. And I basically my other ICE coaches, I basically took the Amtrak cars and put them in the other 2 cases. This one already had the case, so I didn't need to do that, but these 2 didn't. So I just basically took these cars out and put them in the case instead because I want to keep them, in good condition. And considering these didn't have any boxes, considering these two didn't have any boxes, they were in relatively good condition. They had some dirt on them and some marks, but you can take a paper towel and some isopropylene alcohol, 70% isopropylene alcohol, and you just elbow grease the marks off of them. That's what I did. I basically elbow greased all the marks off these cars. I don't know what kind of paint Fleshman used on these cars, but any other model, you would have pretty much rubbed the paint off down to the bare plastic. But I don't know what kind of paint they used. It just doesn't rub off. And I was trying to do that with this car because I wanted to decal it for Amtrak, but that didn't happen, so I just left it alone. I might still attempt to do that just so I can get a test run, because if I can decal the other cars that I have into Amtrak, then I don't need to buy the other cars, but I really don't care at this point. Um, but yeah, so I just need the other three cars and I'll have the full set. So I'll still use the other cars as stand-ins though, because it's not going to be that big of a deal. But to have three of the cars, it's nice. But I just need the other three, and I'll have the whole Amtrak set. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on, guys. Um, Nothing really other than that. Oh yeah, I got paint. I got more True Colors paint. I got more Tananami paint. I got Tananami thinner. So I'm getting ready to get some big stuff done. So I'm gonna try to get that stuff done this year. Um, Fingers crossed. And I'm gonna try to get more of these cars. If I can find the rest of these cars, I might just have to fork out $100 a car if I can get my hands on them. Don't really want to do that, but if I can't, if I'm not gonna see them again anytime soon, I might as well. But to get three of these for under $70, and that was a bid, by the way. That was a bid. It wasn't a buy it now. It was a bid. No one contested my bid, and I put my bid in 3 hours before it was closed, and no one contested it. No one. Like, I was the highest bidder for the last 3 hours, and I won. It's less than $70 for these cars. Unheard of. So, yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's officially 11:10 now. I'm gonna go to bed. So you guys be cool, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, y'all.